Just wake up and go, oh my God, look what happened. I woke up with a big old puddle of money. Now come on, everybody, all you KTM guys, come on, I'm Team Orange. Don't think I'm coming down on you. That this motor is awesome. I, on the other hand, you on the other hand, and a lot of people on the other hand, when I can actually utilize the max. That's it. 250 is the max. And they got that T7 coming out, which we're not, we don't get them, But why don't we have a 450? It would be literally, it'd be just such a competitor to a lot of bikes.
But here's my thinking. Hello, everybody. Ladies, gents, YouTubers, 690 ADV here. Out for a little rant and ride. Just kind of zipping out of the 690 garage. Cruising around. Just got a couple of things on my mind that I'd just like to kind of rant about and see if I can't get maybe some input or some, I don't know, better information. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a few things. This rant is basically why, and, well, why? I love this bike. I guess the biggest rant I have on the why factor is dual sport adventure bikes. And I think it's crap that, the T7 and the 790 Adventure from KTM is, we're probably not even going to get it. And, we got all these cool pics and all these neat things, that are popping up on, Google and whatever you're using. And the bikes are just crazy, beautiful, sexy. And I want one. And I'm probably not going to get one. And that sucks, to be quite honest with you. I'm not real pleased about that. And, and I got me and my buddy, Storymoto. Check him out. He's on YouTube, Storymoto ADV. He's got some pretty cool stuff coming up. You need to give him a check out, maybe subscribe to him, and, and check out what he's got going on. Good friend of mine. We do lots of motos together. Great rider, great friend. He's kind of one of those guys you want in your back pocket. Anyway, back to the rant. And just all these things. I mean, I'll be up late and doing searches, checking on, different new adventure bikes and enduros and all these things. And we see all these concept bikes and prototypes and all these things. And everybody gets the buzz and everybody starts talking about it. And the part that really just drives me nuts is you hear about it. And then you hear that we're probably not going to get it. And I don't get it. If anybody can let me know why why we're not going to probably get these bikes. And if we do, it's going to be super late, and it's going to be after the other why the Europeans are going to get it first. And if anybody has the info why, the Europe, side always gets everything before we do. We just don't get anything that's new or, we're like the bastard child. We always get the leftover. And I just think it sucks, to be honest with you, because dual sporting around here and adventure riding and off-road riding is really catching on, and it's growing. And I just kind of would like the tides to turn, to be honest with you. I'd like for it to come to the United States. But I just don't know if we're gonna. I just don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon, and I hope it does. But let's just say that I'm not gonna sit there and It's kind of like the stock market, and put anything into that. So if anybody that watches this, if they can give me some insight, or if they got their in, they got their guy, and if they do, then that would be really cool. To get some input on that, and I'd like to know more about it, because I don't know everything. I've been riding a long time. My buddy's been riding longer, and I got buddies been riding longer, and we're always trying to figure it out. We don't know, We just want them. We just want toys, We want toys. We want fun stuff, and we just want to have fun things to get on and ride around and play with and have fun. To the next why don't I have $1 billion so I can just import everything and get everything right here, just have it shipped into Texas? I mean, we have everything pretty much where I live, but that doesn't exist, that we can get that. But if somebody wants to donate $1 billion, I will. You can come ride it anytime you want. Get around this guy. One thing about this 690, God, it's just oodles of power. It just loves to go. So much fun. I love it. And I got an 800 GSA in my garage, and it's just collecting dust. Anyway, back to the rant a little bit. The next real why, with the bikes that we already have here in the States, why are they still the same? Does anybody really know why we don't get a whole lot of change on some of the stuff that we've already have? Anybody that's a true dual sporter that's been around, because usually you're broke in the beginning. Everybody starts on a KLR, and that's what I started on, a 2007 black and yellow, and man, I love that thing, man, and it breaks my heart every time I think of it, because I sold it, and I should have just kept it. It wouldn't hurt nobody. But the KLR, the old style, the new style, it looks like a sick hawk. I don't like it. I mean, I really don't, and I think it's just getting worse. I think it's just getting ugly. But the old KLRs, like the 2000s to the 2007, around there, maybe the late 90s. I love that dirt bike style, I just think it's cool. It looks like a big, out-of-place dirt bike. But it does such a magnificent job, for what it's supposed to do. The biggest complaint that we have, all my buddies, is it's just severely, almost dangerous, underpowered. We talk about it all the time, I mean, what does it got, like 34 horsepower or something like that? I mean, I'm not going to sit there and pretend like I know 100%, oh yeah, that's what it is, blah, 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 blah. But what it really is it's underpowered, man. If you've ever owned one, you've been on an adventure trip, you will know that that bike, if you had two semis that you had to pass on the interstate, you better hope you got about 3 to 5 miles to get around that bad boy, because you potentially, if you've got oncoming traffic in a 2-lane road, you're dead, or you're going to emergency brake to get back in. It's just not going to happen, because that's just, the bike has no power. It's got no guts. It's a tractor, but it does a great job. Doesn't even do anything great. It just will do everything. I love these little twisties, but why can we not get that KLR in a twin? Hello, it's time, man. It's just time to grow up. Get that KLR-T. Let's just call it the KLR-T. And we basically put that Ninja motor, we remap it, put back on a really cool rally fender, maybe something like the 690 here, that one right there. Make it just, I don't know, put an 18-inch tire on the wheel, make it kind of very KTM or Yamaha, and that gives it a little extra more clearance, and then it allows us the real cool tires, and then we have a twin KLR 650, I mean, how awesome would that be with about 50 horsepower, the KLR, you know, with a twin, and it's kind of old school, but it's a lot new school. And then the bike is severely got tons of power. It'll do everything that you want it to do. That's another why. And I just don't understand why Kawasaki will not do it. And we're Kawasaki lovers at the 690 ADV and 690 Garage. We like them. I mean, they're just, you know, we got a soft spot for it. I got buddies that still have them, and they ride them. They're religious about them, and just a great bike. I just don't know why Kawasaki won't make any changes other than to make it uglier. I haven't figured that out. You know, if anybody's got a better way to get through to Kawasaki, or to you know, I don't know, throw a tack hammer and hit them in the head, whack, you know, to where they'll listen. I think we're just doomed. I don't think we're gonna get that KLR twin, or at least anytime soon, you know. The other one that I have a beef with is the Suzuki V-Strom, the DL650, you know, the V-Strom. I've owned them all. I'm kind of a junkie. Watch out, squirrely! You know, I'm kind of a junkie on bikes, man. We got at the 690 Garage. We've had a slew of them in, a slew of them out, and this is the newest one that I've had for a year. Is the 690 Adventure? This thing is just bad to the bone, man. It is just straight up. It's all business, man. She's not even a thoroughbred. She is just a full, unadulterated Mustang, you know. But anyway, back to the 650, the DL650. You can do a few tweaks to it to really make that a dual sport adventure bike, because we did it. I've got pictures and all that stuff, and they're probably going to be in the video. They're going to pop up there of mine. It was black on black. I put the Kenda Big Block tire, same tire that I got on the 690 here, and it really made it look cool, man. It looked pretty cool, you know. It took it out of that street mode, you know. But what about that front? It's got that anime look. It looked like it's from Japan, and I know that it is, but it really makes it look that way. And you know, we did a couple things. We put basically some black vinyl around it to circle out the lights to make them look more adventurous. And then we took off stickers, and then we made DL650 Adventure V-Strom decals on the side, black on black, so it was like a ghost. What else did we do to it? We did everything we possibly could to adventurize that bike and make it really cool, at least to us. The other thing that we noticed is the clearance. It sucks, and but you know, the motor. Let's talk about that sweet motor. That DL650 motor, if you've never owned one, you've never ridden one, it is just hands down, bang up, awesome. It is. The lows and the mids on that thing, even off-road, if you had that in the right frame, that bike would be such a competitor. It'd be just such a competitor to a lot of bikes, you know. And I'm not saying drop it in a DR frame, because it's not going to fit in there, you know, but maybe just, I don't know, adjust the frame or something, you know, and get rid of that stupid muffler with that. My buddy Storymoto calls it the dog turd, and it's underneath. If you own one and you're trying to put a skid plate underneath it, there is the muffler. We call it the dog turd. So you gotta basically, when you put a bash plate on that bike, what happens is that bash plate has to hang down an extra about 2.5 inches than it should. So you lose that clearance, which you didn't have to start with. And now what you've come down with is now you've got a bike that has like 7 inches of clearance, maybe on a good day, depending on the knob that you put in. Yeah, twisties, baby. But that's the problem, you know. And we did everything. We tried to make the better muffler, you know. We even balked and demoed out our own skid plate because we thought that we could make a better skid plate. And as much as we tried, we kind of did, but we never really pursued it enough to really make that big of a difference, and we just said screw it. We're not going to mess with it, you know. So, but I've got you're going to see it in the video. We're going to put it on there, and you'll see it's all made. It's mocked out of cardboard. It's got blue tape on it, but it turned out really cool, man. It really did, and it would fit up underneath, and everything worked. But I mean, the real solution is Suzuki. Get rid of that stupid muffler dog turd underneath and get it right. Just get it right, man. And then what do? You kind of get it right, and you make the V-Strom Adventure. And the V-Strom Adventure, I've sat on it. I've checked it out. I mean, if you've owned a Venture, you know, a DR or something like that, a little dirt, and yeah, I don't know, man. It just Story Motor right there would have been loving that on the these big rocks. It's like going up Engineer Pass. You just kind of bop around, but 690 just gets all over it. But anyway, so long story short, you know, what do we got to do as a motorcycle community to get these guys to listen to us? I mean, are we just, I mean, what is it? I mean, I thought we're the United States. We're, you know, I don't know. I just don't, are we not screaming loud enough? Are we not? I'm not the only person that's thinking about this stuff. There's just no way. That's beautiful. There's just no way that we don't, that I'm the only person. Me, my buddy Story, you know, and the other riders in my group, which is a really small group, you know, to think this, because that's what we talk about when we go on these big moto trips, you know, when we go digging and get lost, man, we go dope playing, you know. But, you know, what do you guys think? I mean, what are you thinking that, you know, below in the comments, man, tell me what you think about it, and what do you think the solution is? I don't know what we should do. Is there a website we can go to? Is there a 1-800 get her done or something? I mean, I don't know. I just want to, you know, I just want the cool stuff, man. I want to ride, and I want to ride with some fun stuff, you know. There shouldn't just be, and I mean, I'm not trying to bluff for me, my 690 right here, but why is only KTM the innovators that are getting it done, man? And granted, and guess what? You got to pay for it. You got to pay for it. That's it. Doesn't matter, care whether you know what you want to play. You got to pay, and that's how it works. And to me, you know, KTM's got it. If you own a KTM 690 and you don't just love it, then you're an idiot. That's it. I'm cat's out of the bag. You're an idiot, and there's nothing more I can say about that. But anyway, with that being said, you know, maybe everybody, if we could pull together, maybe we could get some changes. And it's not just those bikes that I talked about. It's more than those bikes. There's so many other bikes out there that it just, you know, I don't know, we just don't get them, you know. And why don't we have a 450? Why is there on 450? And I know we're going to say, oh, what a 450, or just go get you KTM 500. I don't want a KTM 500 because it's a race bike. I want maintenance intervals. That's why I got a 690, is because I want the maintenance intervals that I can actually utilize the bike. I don't want to have to trailer it everywhere I go. If I want to go punch out 1,000, I'm going to go punch out 1,000. And I know what you're going to say. Well, you can do that on a 500 KTM. I get it. You can do it. But guess what? Those guys that you see on those trips that are on the videos, they don't buy the bikes. Those are free. They're given to them. They get to ride those bikes into the dirt. I, on the other hand, and you, on the other hand, and a lot of people, on the other hand, are not. We don't just wake up and go, oh, my God, look what happened. I woke up in a big old puddle of money. I'm going to go get me a KTM bike and spend $500 million on motorcycles. Well, I'm not that guy. You know, I'm not just rolling in the dough. I can't just sit there and just go buy whatever I want. So, you know, why is there not more of these bikes that we can get long in maintenance intervals, you know? especially like the Yamaha. You know what I'm saying? Why does Yamaha not take that WR 450R, or I'm sorry, 450F? They don't have 450R. Everybody wants the 450R. We ain't gonna get it, or at least we're not gonna get it anytime soon. You hear people rumor this, rumor that. Rumor is a bunch of crap. Reality is the real deal, you know. But my thing is, you know, the 250R, man, I tell you what, those bikes are awesome. They're everywhere. They got pretty good power. I mean, they're not KTM power, but they've got pretty good power. Tons and tons of farkles for that bike. But Yamaha's already got it. Why does Yamaha not beat to the punch? They'd have a 250. They would have a 450. Power, baby! So why do they not make a 450? Just a WR 450R. And then, granted, it's not going to be the 450F, that it's a race bike and all that, but they could still use the same chassis, change the mapping of the motor, give it better maintenance intervals. You know, it's still going to have a whole lot more power than the 250. Probably have a little bit better highway manners. Of course, it's going to be heavier, but you know, it's a 450. You know, put a rally screen on it, put a good, decent set of tires. I really think that bike would be a great stepping stone for Yamaha. I mean, what do you guys think? I just personally think we need a 450. There's not one. It's like, here's what you get. Now, come on, everybody, all you KTM guys, come on. I'm Team Orange. Don't think I'm coming down on KTM. But here's my thinking, you know, outside of KTM, and I love my KTM, but you pay to play. Yamaha versus KTM, there's no comparison. You're paying for it. It's not cheap. But, you know, you go from 250 to, well, heck, Yamaha, it's going to be 250 to 700, unless anybody knows anything that I don't know, and that's it. 250 is a max, and they got that T7 coming out, which we're not going to get. Woohoo! It's not going to happen. So, I mean, I take it back. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. I'm going to say that we are not here in the US of A are going to get it first. I'll tell you right now. And if you tell me that we're going to get it before Europe, you better pull me some pretty cool data sheets, because seeing is believing. I don't believe it, and I have to see it to believe it. So, like I said, I'm just ranting. I'm ranting, and I'm just getting a couple things off my chest, and I've got a bunch of them, you know. I've got a bunch of rants, and that's why this comes about, and that's why there's the rant and ride. And the thing is it's me on all my rants, and I want to know who has the same views as me, and I would like to know what everybody else's thought process is. So, you know, I don't know, and I'd like to know. Check that out. That right there was an SB650, same motor in a DL650. So, great engine. But anyway, so back to the rant a little bit. Let's get back to topic and you know, back to that 450. I don't know. I just wish that we would have that, like, super middleweight, I guess we could call it, because we have like the lightweight, which is the 250s, and then we get around the 650s, and then we do the 800s, and then the 1100s, and God, all those big bikes, man. I own one. I've got an 800. I got an 800 GSA, a 2015. Beautiful. It's a sexy bike. And I do. I love it. I love all my bikes. Every one of them. But I don't know. If you don't own one, then you don't know. But if you've ever taken one of those adventure bikes, I watched a video on YouTube, and anything outside of 650 cc's, the real adventure begins is when you take that big bike off-road. And they're completely right, because they weigh 9 million pounds. Back to the reason of, you know, the 450, because if we had something like that, it would be with a good maintenance interval in it. You know, plenty of power, the right Farkles for it so that you could outfit it right, you know. Throw a Giant Loop bag on there. Giant Loop, big plug for you guys. I love Giant Loop. I have multiple Giant Loop bags, and they're great. They're light. They don't weigh anything, and they are super, super easy to put on. But the rant is why? And I think somebody out there knows why. But I don't know why. So that's where the cool community of the internet and motorcycle crazy people come in, and that's what I'm looking for people to give me the information and people to sit there and tell me what they think and their views. And little fellow rider, I'm so frustrated about it because, you know, Story called me last night and he goes, hey man, I saw your deal, and I hear you're going to be ranting about a bunch of stuff. And I said, yeah, man, I am. And I kind of told him the subject of this one right here. And he goes, you're going to have a lot to try to fit in on that one. And I was like, yeah. He said, and 2 hours later, tick-tock, you know, we're still on the phone. And it's not just that what we're talking about, but we're always just kind of beside ourselves whenever we are talking, because we're looking for that unicorn. And we don't know what the unicorn is, you know. Everybody has their unicorn bike. Everybody. Those guys that say, oh, man, my unicorn bike is a DR650. It's a great bike. Really is. Is it a unicorn to me? Nope. Sure is not. Not going to be today, tomorrow, next year, never. You know. And then, you know, you get guys that say, hey, man, the F700, man, is a great bike. That's probably pretty close because it's lighter than the 800. And yeah, well, it's not a unicorn, and it's not really an off-road bike. It's capable. Well, what about the F800, but not the GSA, because it shaves, 30 some odd pounds. Okay? Yeah, great bike. I got one. The GSA is a little heavier, but at the end of the day, it's still heavy. That's what takes it out of the unicorn status. Unicorn status to me and my guys is light enough, powerful enough that it's very stupid nimble in the dirt. And not only stupid nimble in the dirt, it's got great highway manners. It's not too crazy. It's not too buzzy. Your back doesn't feel like it's going to fall off after about 50 miles. That's the unicorn. A bike, if you lay it down, you can pick it back up. You don't need 3 of your buddies to come and say, hey, guess what? I just laid my bike down, buddy. Do you mind if you could get your pup jack and everything, help me get my bike up? Well, that sucks, because the F800, I can tell you right now, I've laid mine down on 3 or 4 occasions. Off-road, see y'all. But on several occasions, and I'll tell you what, I've picked it up a couple of times by myself, loaded, and I thought I was going to sit there and break my back. My buddy laid down his one time on, I think it was in Colorado, and I think it was Stony Pass, if I'm not mistaken, and he kind of laid it at a weird angle. It was we were going up about a 20-degree pitch on the road, and the whole rear end slid out and it laid over on its side. Long story short, it took 2 of us to get it up, and not easily get it up. So, and then you were like, oh, well, the perfect unicorn bike getting back to that is the 1100 or the 1090 from KTM. No, my buddy's got a 1090. It's still heavy. Highly capable. Tons of power. God, that bike is sick. Sick. And then I'm saving, don't worry. I'm saving the best for last, because I know that everybody's probably sitting there going, well, Mr. 690 ADV, well, that's your name. You have the unicorn. Nope. Not me. I don't even think this bike is the unicorn. You know, it's close. God, it's close. I just don't think it is. I love the weight. Love the weight. I'm gonna have a full rant on this bike. I'm gonna give it 100%. I'm gonna let everybody know. You know, what I think about the 690. But I'm telling you right now, in my views, no, this is not the unicorn bike. You know, put your comments down below and tell me what you think. What's your unicorn bike? And back your data up and tell me. Because the cool part is that's the beauty part about opinions. Everybody's got one, and you know the rest of the rest of the sentence. But you know, the thing is are you really kidding yourself? That's the honest to God truth. Are you truly kidding yourself? Because if we could literally sit down and line up all these so-called bikes that everybody thinks is a unicorn, and you rode them all and we put them all in certain situations, would you still have that same opinion when you're done with the ride? And the odds are you're not. You're just not. Off-road, I can tell you right now, anybody and their brother on an 800, an 1100, or a 1200, or any of those bikes that thinks that they could zip up, say, Engineer, Cinnamon, Imogene, any of those nice, big, crazy, rocky passes without white-knuckling, no, I don't think anybody. I don't think there's anybody that's going to be able to hang with this 690. It is literally going to go up that pass like it's nothing. And I know, because I had a 1090 and an 800 on my last moto trip last year, and guess what? Nope. Not saying that they couldn't make it, because of course, yeah. But guess what? It wasn't even close. I was literally it was just night and day on the differences between the bikes. And it's just a difference. Now on the highway, granted, that's, again, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. That's what doesn't make this unicorn. But this bike does not have bad highway manners. So, again, Rant and Ride. This is Chris, 690 ADV, 690 Garage. Thanking everybody for listening today on my rant. And if I missed something, put it in the comments and we can talk about it. You know, maybe a bike that I missed or something like that. But to me, I just always have lots of thoughts going through my head, and sometimes I can't sleep, and I'll just go in there and I'll sit and I'll sip on that Miller Lite, because I love Miller Lite. That's my drink. That's my drink. But I just have a lot, you know, and I talk to my motorcycle buddies and stuff, and I'm not the only one out there, you know. My wife thinks I'm just a whack job, you know, but that's kind of, you know, what goes on in my head a lot, and maybe you guys are just like I am. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and this is 690 ADV, 690 Garage. My name's Joe. We are out. Look at that. Crazy Nana working. Back 690 Garage. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe. Peace out.